everyone. Welcome to Turkey Informatics Summit English Extra. I'm Management Information Society Research and Development Manager Giza Yalçın. These English Extra events will include two 30-minute long sessions, and I will be the moderator of them. In our first session, we will be with Dr. Kailas Hambarde, and we will talk about e-commerce customer behavior prediction using artificial intelligence. Hello, sir. How are you?
Fine. Thank you, Gizan, Tashakkur for the introduction.
Okay.
So,
Now, I'm giving the floor to Dr. Kailas Hambarde.
thank you. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. So, hi all. I am Kailas Hambarde, and I am currently working as a data scientist in India's InfoServe. So today's presentation or webinar moved towards how to use customer-related data to generate certain insights and how do we use that insights to help businesses to solve some business problem. So let's start with what is customer analytics as such. So if you see customer analytics is basically in today's world, we see so much data around the customer. Consider a website like e-commerce. So when you log into the e-commerce website, you are basically a user or a customer. So they start capturing your click level details, where you go, how you browse, your browsing pattern, and what you buy, what type of payment method you use, what type of delivery mechanism you use, and what is your location. So variety of data is there. All the data are related to the basically user or a customer. So these data, if you start analyzing in a manner that can help us to optimize something for a customer or personalize something for a customer, that it becomes more customer analytics. So let's take example around composition, needs, behavior, satisfaction of customer. Composition. So I want to know, say, social economic status of my customer, who want to spend more, who want to spend less, and I want to segment them according to that. Needs could be, say, I want to recommend something to you. So I say you have been purchasing certain type of product and I recommend you something similar to that. So that could be a follow under what you need, or maybe it was a behavior something basically. Satisfaction of customer could be if you analyze the say, so people buy something on e-commerce and they give rating and reviews, right? So we start analyzing that data and can give us a brief idea about what is the satisfaction level of customer there. Then using all this data or all these analysis around the customer, we can develop certain target marketing and sales activities. So example of I give you is a recommendation system. So recommendation system nothing but analysis which comes out from the user behavior or purchase behavior analysis. Based on that, I am recommending you something that your target marketing or a target approach toward selecting product. So in one sentence, if you summarize, it would be so basically customer analysis is nothing but a process which summarize which uh, which which we can use to make key business decisions. So the use of customer analysis is pretty wide. So few example mentioned here like direct marketing, site selection is there, customer relationship management is there. So nowadays e-commerce industry facing following business problem scenarios. Nowadays e-commerce companies face the problem of losing customers in between cart and checkout. Most of the customers log on to the site and they choose some product and that product is added into the cart and suddenly they log out without purchasing that product. So this is an important problem for all merchants, online merchants. Another problem is predicting whether customer on e-commerce site will purchase product or not during the shopping session. So while building predictive model for such type of data, there always has a possibility of data imbalance. For example, if 10 customers log on to the e-commerce website and out of that, 3 customers check out with payment and other customer doesn't. So these data need to be a balance before actual training a predictive model. To produce prediction using machine learning approach, a set of features must be extracted. Then a predictive model must be trained on these features, and finally a prediction must be performed. Project flow, project pipeline. For building behavior predictive model in machine learning includes preparing the data, visualize data, model development, and validation. So here I have divided project into 3 phases, namely understanding or preparing the data, model development, and model validation. Data collection. For any kind of model building, a special data warehouse is needed, and this data warehouse is to be multidimensional. So I have used dataset from Turkey-based e-commerce company. This was shared by the professor Dr. Gokhan for the research purpose. So to get insight from the dataset or to understand the dataset in depth, I have applied EDA technique. EDA stands for exploratory data analysis. EDA also useful to understand the data distribution. I have used statistical contingency tables and bar charts to understand the data distribution. From EDA step, I observed that the dataset is fully imbalanced with imbalance ratio 1:15. Means that for every one example in one class, there is 15 examples in the other class. Imbalance problem occurs when the occurrence of one class outperforms the occurrence of other class. In our case, majority class belongs to those customers who has not purchased product, and minority class those customers who has purchased product. So to handle imbalanced data, I have used 3 data resampling techniques to address this problem, that is random oversampling, undersampling, and combination of both. So these data resampling techniques have their number of variants. So to decide which one is perfect for our e-commerce domain is a very crucial task. Firstly, I have balanced data set using this technique. After that, to check the performance of resampling algorithms, I have trained the logistic regression on top of balanced data set. I have used here Python imbalance library for the data balancing, and for the model training, a scikit-learn machine learning library was used. So to evaluate model performance, I have used confusion metric components such as recall, precision, F1 score, and accuracy. So after data balance, I have applied feature selection technique to determine input features that are relevant to the outcome to be predicted. So I have used a Pearson cascade test to determine whether the output variable is dependent or independent of input variable. After feature selection, I have divided dataset into 2 parts, that is training and testing, to train the model on training data and test data on the testing data. I have applied supervised machine learning algorithms on pre-processed dataset. Algorithm names are support vector machine, logistic regression, random forest, KNN decision tree, naive Bayes. So to identify model, best model, I have used confusion matrix table. The confusion matrix evaluates the best algorithm among the proposed methods based on the performance of the algorithm by using accuracy and other components. So table 1 represents the data description. To develop predictive model in machine learning, a special data set is needed. So data attributes I have used in the case study are as follows. Special day, if it is 1 week or earlier than official or religious day, such as Christmas, Independence Day, etc. This parameter takes true value as 1, otherwise it is 0. Day represents the day of the week, Sunday, Monday, or any other weekday. Period of the day, so period of the day has 4 periods such as morning, afternoon, evening, and midnight. Search, if the customer searches a certain product on the site by entering keywords, this variable takes true value label with 0, otherwise it is labeled with 1 and 0. Left without purchase, if the customer checkouts properly by making payment, this variable takes false value label with 0, otherwise it is take 1 as a true. So after data collection, I have applied EDA technique to understand the data distribution. The purpose of EDA was to ensure the quality of data that has been selected. For categorical variables, the estimation of frequency distribution of the values is the best way to understand the content. The dataset has 6891 instances. It has features such as period of the day, gender, etc. So initially exploring the data, the first thing noticed was the data imbalance. 87% of visitors did not end up making a purchase, or we can say that 87% visits have been terminated without a regular checkout. Only 13% visits have ended up with a successful purchase. I were also curious to see if perhaps any area in particular stood out, or if any area had any higher chances of customer purchasing in one than another. Surprisingly saw that most of the customers come from the third N area, where estate prices are an average or a little bit higher than average. Out of all the customers, 20% customers has come from the third neighborhood area. However, that area has lowest customer conversion rate of with payment as compared to other area. So neighborhood area 7 has a high customer conversion rate, about 25% of customer check out with payment. The another thing I noticed was that out of all instances, there was 73% female customers. From that, about 8% female customers left an e-commerce website with payment, and 92% females check out without payment. So on the other hand, 27% out of all customers are male. From that, about 29% male customers left with payment, and 71% male customers without payment. Figure reveals that there was a balanced distribution for a source. We cannot say that one source is superior to another. Period of the day, when we examine the attribute period of the day, we can say that a great majority of visits were paid either in the morning, about 22% of all data, or in the evening hours, about 21%. The majority of customers prefer to search product keywords on the e-commerce website, and their conversion rate is 70%. As compared to otherwise category, if customers search for a particular product on site, then there is a higher possibility of that customer checkout with payment. About 30% customers put one or more discount items in his or her basket. Customer preferred special day of the year when they purchase product from the e-commerce site. Although only a couple of weeks are considered as a special day visit. So visits were during so-called special days with are up to 7 days before a religious, national holidays, or any day like Mother's Day, etc. By looking at our data at the level of weekdays, we can see that there are statistically significant differences in the number of customer visits that takes place on different days of the week. Monday and Tuesday having the higher visits, and Friday and Saturday having the lowest visit. So after EDA, I have balanced data set using rebalancing algorithms. Any data set with an unequal class distribution is technically imbalanced. So standard classifier learning algorithms are usually biased towards the majority class. As a consequence, minority class instances are more often misclassified than those from the majority one. Figure shows imbalanced data in our case. About 87 visits out of all instances have been terminated without a regular checkout. Only 13% visits have ended up with a successful purchase. To balance data set, I have applied 3 data resampling technique, that is undersampling, oversampling, and combination of both. In undersampling, we decrease the majority class to the same size as the minority class. In oversampling, we increase the minority class to the same size of majority class. In combination of over and under, we use smooth plus ENN. Smooth is a oversampling algorithm and ENN is edited nearest neighborhood is undersampling algorithm. Figure shows the example how these two data resampling algorithms works. Here the blue color represents the majority class and the red color is representing the minority class. So in undersampling, the majority class has decreased to the same size as the minority class. In oversampling, minority class has increased to the same size of the majority class. Table summarize the properties of the data sets after applied different resampling algorithms on imbalanced data set. The column technique shows the names of the applied technique. The total number shows the total instances in the data set. Majority class shows the majority data points in data set. Minority class shows the minority classes. Here IR stands for imbalance ratio, that is calculated as the number of negative examples divided by positive class. So as you can see, original data set contains total 6891 instances. Out of that, 5976 instances are majority class and 915 instances are minority class with imbalance ratio 1:15. So means that for every one customer who check out with payment, there are 15 customers who check out without payment. So likewise, we can balance the data set. So to determine which resampling algorithm is suitable for our data set, I have trained logistic regression model on balanced data set. So to train model, I have divided data set into two parts, that is training and testing. So model trained on the training data set and model evaluated on testing data set. The table shows the accuracy and area under the curve obtained from the applied resampling algorithms. So we can see that logistic regression model trained on original data set has achieved 89% accuracy and AOC of 69%. So this is because data imbalance. This data is biased towards majority class, as our data set contains 87% of majority class. Whereas smooth plus ENN technique is combination of over and under sampling, has achieved the accuracy and AOC among the highest accuracy among the other resampling technique. So after balancing for the feature selection, I have applied chi-square statistical test. The significance has been calculated with the chi-square test of significance. Chi-square test is used for categorical features in a data set. I have calculated chi-square between each feature and the target variable. It determines if the association exists between two categorical variables. To determine the feature significance, I have used p-value or probability value. So if the p-value less than 0.5, then we can say that that variable is statistically significant. Or if the p-value is greater than 0.5, then that variable is not statistically significant. So table represents the variable significance calculated with the chi-square test of significance. So source, day, and category of search variable are less significant to our target variable. Significant variables are marked with the star, marked with as a star. So in EDA, we understood frequency distribution of customers regarding to various prospects, and it counts frequency of yes or no format. Visualization state explains that there are more number of customers leaves the website without purchasing. So after EDA, we balance data set using smooth plus ENN sampling algorithm. And after that, various significance, variable significance has been calculated with the statistical chi-square test of significance. So after pre-processing step, I have split the data into two parts, one for training and another for the testing. To develop predictive model, I have trained supervised machine learning algorithms on pre-processed data set. Applied algorithm names are logistic regression, random forest, support vector machine, KNN, decision tree, and naive bias. So as compared to all algorithm, support vector machine has achieved highest precision, recall, and F1 score, whereas naive Bayes has achieved lowest precision, recall, and F1 score on selected dataset. So as compared to all algorithms, support vector machine has achieved highest accuracy, whereas naive Bayes has achieved lowest accuracy on selected dataset. Conclusion, the present case study dealt with the comparative analysis of major supervised machine learning algorithms applied over the shared dataset from the e-commerce company of Turkey. The overall result obtained through the analysis reveals that the effective marketing of the product can be achieved with the help of support vector machine classifier by targeting the customer behavior pattern. For businesses, it is high time to make data-driven decisions or lag in the business work. While for the marketer, it is critical to understand the success of their marketing campaigns will rely heavily on accurately predicting customer behavior. Many marketers are already employing deep learning, a subset of function of AI, to understand the trends in consumer attitudes. Thank you.
So if you're available, can you open your camera, please?
Sorry, I'm not able to turn it off.
Okay. Thank you for your presentation. It was an really eye-opener for us. Do you want to add anything else?
No, it's from my side.
Okay. So if you want, we can end the session here. Thank you for your time and presentation. It was really good and helpful. We are very happy to have you in Turkey Informatics Summit. Take care. Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a nice day.
The first session of Turkey Informatics Summit Extra has ended. At 8 p.m. we will continue with the second session. See you in 30 minutes.